Hi, my name is Millie Bumgarner, and I'm going to be presenting my final presentation based on what is family. So first, I want to discuss the family definition. So according to dictionary.com, family is a basic social unit consisting of parents and their children, considered as a group dwelling together. One thing that I do want to discuss before I go into my 4 concepts is the fact that you don't have to be family biologically. Children every day are being adopted and fostered, and they believe that they are part of that family just as much as the biological children do. For example, we have some really close family friends who have recently fostered Jalen. Jalen believes that he's just a part of their family as Emery and Troy believe they are part of the family. He calls the parents mom and dad, and they're actually getting ready to legally adopt Jalen into their family. What is family to me? Family to me is not just relatives. Family can be friends, people who support you, people who love you and for who you are, people who make you feel wanted and comfortable in your own skin, people who care about you deeply, people who spend time with you, people that you have a special connection with, and also people who have influenced your life. I believe that these are just a few things that make people part of your family. I don't believe that you have to be related to the person to be a part of the family. I think that my best friends are just a part of my family as my sister and my parents are. So now I'm going to talk about my 4 concepts. So first I want to discuss my personal family. Personal family is people we feel related and who expect to define us as a member of their family as well. The group we choose to go into this category will come and go and differ from place to place. So why I made this one of my concepts was because I feel like a great example would be talking about your friends that you have in high school, for instance. Say you have all these best friends and you hang out with them every single day. Well, when you graduate, you don't always hang out with your friends after high school. Like, I don't talk to probably 90% of the people I graduated with. Personal family, as we experience it in our daily lives, sets the boundaries for our intimate relationships from an early age. To go along with that, understanding the difference between family members and others is as important part of our development in early childhood. So my second concept would have to be life chances. Life chances is the practical opportunity, achieve desired material, conditions, and personal experiences. The concept of life chances helps explain how social class works within families. The job and income of a parent clearly affects the life chances of his or her spouse and children. For example, children whose parents have a higher income are more likely to go to college. Another example I think is a pretty good one would have to be children whose parents have a higher income will hang out with children whose parents have a higher income. And normally that's just because you guys have more in common and you guys are able to do things more. Friends and family are a part of life chances due to being a supportive part in your life. So my third concept is socialization. So socialization is the process by which individuals internalize elements of social structure, making those elements part of their own personality. When I read this definition, I think about how when you're with your friends and stuff, you start to act like your friends, right? You'll start saying things that they say, and they'll start saying, I think of this as making those elements a part of your own personality. So for instance, another thing that would be pretty normal is gender socialization. People think that gender socialization is teaching boys to be boys and girls to be girls, but that's not all of it. In high school, I had a bad reputation because I hung out with boys more than I did girls. And that was just my preference. I just liked hanging out with guys. But people in our society think that girls need to hang out with girls and boys need to hang out with boys. But that's not always right. It is not something taught or done. It is something people do to themselves. It's their decision, who they want to be with. And saying that, this includes learning the social norms, rules, and beliefs of the culture around them. So my last and final concept is love. Love is the deep affection and concern for one another, with whom one feels a strong emotional bond. This could include friends and people that you get along with, but then there's also romantic love. Romantic love is the passionate devotion and attraction one feels for another. One thing that I read in our textbook was about hands-on care. And hands-on care made me think about love, and I didn't really ever think about it this way. One thing that I read was that hands-on care made survival of infants more likely, and loving behavior became a part of human nature. So when I think about this, I always think about if you are to show your baby more love and affection and hold it and give it more attention, then your baby is going to grow up to be more loving and supportive and probably more mature, I would say. But if your baby isn't taken care of as well, or isn't loved as much or shown as much affection, then they're going to have behavioral and social issues. In my honest opinion, I think that every family needs love, no matter if it's a family of friends or your relatives and family. I think that love is what makes a family work. So I wanted to show you guys these. As you can see in my presentation, I have had pictures of my friends and my family in my presentation. I wanted to give you guys a sense of what my family looks like in my eyes. And so, as you can see, the front row is my little sister, Baker. She's my best friend, and I don't know what I would do without her. This is my best friend, Abby. Me and Abby have just recently became best friends these last 2 years, but I couldn't imagine her not being in my family. JC has been my best friend since middle school. First day we ever met, we were hooked. We've been inseparable ever since. My best friend Morgan recently just became my best friend last year when we had to live together in college. And our bond was like from the first hour we met, like it was crazy. And then right here, you can't see her, but this is my cousin Sierra. She actually married my first cousin, and we have become really close through our families and hanging out with each other. So, in conclusion, in this presentation, I wanted to explain that family to me isn't about your relatives. It is about the people in your life that are going through the same life experiences, such as your friends and people who make you feel important in their daily lives. I don't know where I would be without my best friends and my parents and my sister. Through personal family, life chances, socialization, and love, we find ourselves finding family in the people around us. Thank you. And this these are my citations.